Okay, so right now we're going to play a little catch up, okay? And I'm going to touch on a few different topics that I think may be helpful to some people out there. And I'm just going to give little, small, brief little details. And after that, if anyone has any questions, you can always contact me, and I can help you move further with whatever it is that you're trying to do. So, the first thing that I want to talk about is investing. Okay, I'm not going to say that I know much about investing, but let me explain to you the things that I do know. The first thing is a lot of people, like myself, was always very afraid to invest in the stock market. And the fear is something that we have to eliminate, especially black people, because at the end of the day, like, we're always trying to play catch up, and we find ourselves in situations where we work really hard to get certain things that we have, and we don't want to lose that. And if you're not getting or reaping benefits like right away, like getting your reward right away, like if you go outside and you purchase something, you get something right then and there. In the stock market, you kind of got to wait it out, and then you get your reward later, but that reward can be so much bigger later on. It's an investment. It's better to have like investments that you can live off of later on than to have a whole bunch of things that's material items that can't do anything for you later. So anyway, here are the things that I can share with you that I know about investing. The first thing is never be afraid to invest. Investing is so important because that is how a lot of people make their wealth. And you do not have to be rich to be an investor. There's so many different, I don't know if I'm going to say everything, I'm just going to tell you what comes to mind, but there's different investments, like a 401k through your job is an investment, which is similar to a 403b. It's about the same thing, but the difference is I believe one is profit and one is non-profit, depending on where it's coming from, like the agency. Okay, so I work for two different organizations, non-profit organizations. So I have a 403b, and you can, in your job, if it's a profit business, then you might have a 401k. This is very important to have something like that because you are building for your future. If it's hard to live now, then just imagine how it's going to be later on when prices go up, and then you retire and you have no income, and you're depending on that little bit of Social Security that they barely give you and are trying to take away. So you don't want to depend on that. You want to create yourself a security blanket, and you want to have money saved up somewhere for you to live off of, okay? So 401k, 403b, those are investments. Now, there's also something called a Roth IRA. Now, there's a Roth IRA, there's a traditional IRA, and the Roth IRA is that's money that you put into the account. You can do that on your own, or you can have it automatically draft out. But the Roth IRA is money that is after tax dollars, okay? So this is money that you are putting away that you made from working, and they already taxed you. So when you need to take that money out, if you ever need it in an emergency, you don't get taxed on that money because you already paid taxes on it. Versus like a traditional IRA, or like if you took from your 401k, if you need to take money out of that, you're paying taxes and you're paying fees. So they're just basically eating that money up, and it doesn't really make sense unless it's a true emergency to take that money. That's why it's important, like, to be in a different type of investment that you can pull from without penalties. And that's why I like the Roth IRA. I believe that you can transfer like a 401k or a 403b, which is money that is before tax dollars. That's money that your job or whoever would take out of your check before it gets taxed. So if you like left that job and you want to transfer that money over, it's better, I think, to transfer that money to a traditional IRA. Because if you transfer it to a Roth, I believe you're going to pay fees on that, because it's kind of like taking it out. Now, we're going to discuss just other type of investments that you can do. Now, I don't know too much about Acorn, but I know I was listening to Dr. Boyce Watkins, and he was talking about Acorn as one of the apps that you can download on your phone so that you can start getting into investing. The thing is, he spoke about that investment, and I told my daughter about it, and she started doing it, and I'm so amazed because I didn't even do it yet because I'm still a little scared. But like, attaching that to my personal checking account. That's just my fear. I guess I have to get over. But I did invest in Stockpile. And Stockpile is another app that you can download on your phone, and you can buy investments that way, which is a beautiful thing. You can buy a gift card, let's say Starbucks or Amazon or anything, Toys R Us, whatever it is. You can take a gift card, a GameStop, whatever your kids may be interested in, or anything that you might be interested in. You could buy a gift card, and you could take that gift card and you can use it to buy stock. Or you could just go right on Stockpile and create yourself an account and just put money in there or attach it to your account and put a certain amount in, and you could just buy stock that way. So easy. It's not something that you really got to think about. It's just, hey, I like this. I believe in this company. I want to see how this company do. What's $25, $50? Like, you could go to Burger King or McDonald's, which stuff that I don't eat, by the way. But if you do, I'm just telling you, you could go there and you could spend $20-something on some unhealthy food that's not doing anything but clogging up your arteries and killing you. So basically, you spend money on that, but you won't take it and spend it on investments that can grow. So that's the difference. Sometimes you have to look at the choices that you're making and what you're not afraid to do versus what you are afraid to do. And I got to tell myself that when it comes to the acorn. Now, there are other things out there, like you can buy stock, which I think is very important, to buy stock for your kids. Teach them about these things early in life so that they can understand what true value is in certain things. Don't let them just be like consumers and spenders all the time. Even if you have that habit, try to break it, because your kids are watching you. And they always normally do what you do rather than do what you say. So remember, like, it's important to teach your kids about building wealth, because they don't really learn that in school. In my opinion, school teaches people how to be great workers for the successful people who are creating businesses, okay? So there got to be somebody that's going to run your business, right? So who's going to be teaching all these people how to be great workers? Just think about it. And look at, where you're getting your teachings from, because I always say it's important to teach your kids at home in addition to what they learn in school, because not everything that they learn in school is all true. In fact, like Christopher Columbus, we all know that he didn't discover America. We know the Indians was here first. And even if you look back at the books that the schools had, some of the schools, they showed the Indians helping him get off the boat. But yet, when you're a kid, you don't even see that. You just believe what they tell you. Oh, look at Christopher Columbus. He's here discovering America. How you discover something that was already here? But you think they still celebrating Christopher Columbus, right? They didn't take that away. They still have that there. They still acknowledging that, and you still probably get a day off of school for that day, right? So, be careful with who you're getting your information from. And, everything is good to learn, just as long as you go beyond what they teach you and find the truth. Because they're only going to tell you what they want you to know. But it's up to you to get the truth and go further than what they say you need to be. If they say just go from A to B, go from C to D. That's all I'm saying. All right. Next topic, life insurance. I'm going to talk about this because this is so important. So, when I'm discussing life insurance, I want to just tell everybody, no matter what color you are, but I am going to say especially black women out there, because it's less likely to be done with black people and black families. You need to have life insurance, especially if you have kids, because what's sad that I see a lot, and I've seen it in my family several times, is that when people die, they're scraping up money to try to find to bury the family member. Got the people who really don't care, and they're just coming around to see what they could get. And you got the ones crying, but they ain't never been around, and they act like they cared, and blah, blah, blah. I'm not trying to go too much off topic, but I'm just saying that at the end of the day, you might find that a lot. Probably in all families, but I see it majority in like black people, because that's who I'm around most. So a lot of black people don't have life insurance. Like, if you're a mother, then you should have life insurance. Don't leave that burden on your kids to try to figure out how they're going to bury you when you die. Other races, they have life insurance, okay? I'm not saying everybody. Oh, this is my song. Anyway, I ain't worried about having the perfect video. This is a real video. If you don't like it, whatever, but this is... I feel like I need to be real. I don't need to have the perfect scenery. I see the light shining over there. I know it's bright. Anyway, there's no limit to the love I'm giving. I like Michelle Lee. Oof, Dr. Dre, what he did to her was messed up. Anyway, life insurance is important for people to have because, again, like I said, when you die, you want to make sure that you're leaving something behind for your kids. Just think, if you're struggling with your kids now, trying to make ends meet and keep a roof over their head, what you think is going to happen to them if something happened to you? Now they don't have nothing and they ain't got you. That's like double trouble to me. It's like, it's worse. So you don't want to do that. You want to make sure that you have things set in place. So if something happened to you, you're leaving something behind. You don't, and I know this may sound messed up, but you don't want to leave the burden on someone else, especially if it's your kids, because now they got to figure out how they're going to survive and also take care of your kids with no money. It's like a child that they had that they didn't birth and they didn't plan for. So with that being said, you want to make sure life insurance, if you are a mother, and you can party, you can go to the club, you can hang out, you can buy red bottom shoes, and you can buy Michael Kors purses, okay? And you can get your hair done and get your weave done and get your nails done, and you driving around in your little fancy car, and you at the club or the bar every week, and you got money for that drink that's $8 to $10 a glass, then you could pay for life insurance every month for your child. So stop living like, with the ghetto mentality, thinking that you living for the moment and not understanding that you no longer live for yourself anymore, you live for your children, because life insurance is so important, especially if you own property. So now they lose you, they lose their home, and they lose everything that they know around them, and they have to start all over again. Don't make your family have to keep starting from scratch. You know what I'm saying? Like, create a system. I don't know if you want to call it a system, but create something for your family to carry on. Don't create negativity and bad influence and just being a spender and a consumer and someone who doesn't want to teach and learn and have growth. Don't create like jealous people who's always worried about what someone else is doing. Create people who think for themselves. Someone who don't care about fitting in the crowd but standing out. Someone who loves to grow and they learn about finances and they treat people good. Like someone with character. There's so much that you can instill in people, and especially your kids. And that's one of the things. I'm talking about life insurance, but I kind of went off topic here, but it's kind of still on topic. So if you're a parent and you have kids and you don't have life insurance, look at them. Just look them in the face and know that what you're saying is, if something happened to me, I'm leaving you, I'm putting another burden on you. If you love your kids, you would not do that to them. My personal, which I learned from Susie Orman, who's somebody that I respect and love dearly. She taught me a lot about finances and just certain things that I'm even telling you in this video right now. She talked about wills, having a will and things like that, which is important. What I have learned from Susie Orman is term life insurance is better than whole life insurance. And the best way that I can explain that is when you have term life insurance, right? Let's say, for example, you have kids. You would hope that by a certain age that you would have instilled and taught your kids how to create wealth for themselves, okay? That's why it's important to teach them, and that they are able to stand on their own by a certain age. If you're a certain age and you're still dependent on your parents, then they might have not done such a good job with teaching you how to be independent like that. The insurance is for your kids, it's for your family, which you're leaving behind, and it's to make sure that everything is taken care of and paid for so that they don't go into having debt and things like that, and they can still live and survive. It makes your family's life easier. Whatever fee or broker fee or whatever that they get, they make money from you. And this is why the longer that you stay in it with them, the better it is for them. That's an income for them. Not saying that after it's 30 you shouldn't have no life insurance. Your insurance, you got to talk to a professional on this, but I believe that it's kind of like based off of what you have going on in your life. They're supposed to sit down and go over like, what is your debt? What are the things you owe? How do how much money do you have in the bank? How much money would you think you have saved by retirement? They have to look at your whole lifestyle to determine what it is that you need. My main thing that I'm telling you about is, if you are a parent, or if you are a parent, that's just the bottom line, or even if you're married or something like that, you should always make sure that there is life insurance in place. It's so important. If you don't have that, you shouldn't be in the club every month. You shouldn't be partying or whatever every week. You shouldn't have a Michael Kors bag and the red bottom shoes. Your hair shouldn't be done every 2 weeks and your nails shouldn't be done. Because you make time and you make sure you have the money to do those things because those things are important to you. Ask yourself, why is life insurance not just as important? Because all of those things is just things to make you look good so you could go out and impress people that you don't even know or like. So now we're going to talk about having a will. Okay. I'm just going to briefly say everybody should have a will. I mean, this is another one of those things that everybody should have, especially if you have property, if you have stock, if you have investments, if you know, money in the bank and things like that. You should have a will, because let me tell you something. If you're from a family, no matter what color you are, where there's people who don't have nothing and don't work hard for nothing, and they sit back and they waiting for something to happen just so they could get something, the people that you love are going to have to fight them people off. Them people are going to come around and be expecting that something belongs to them, that they are entitled to something. And when you don't have a will, you leave the door open for this mess to happen, for this fight to happen, for the ones who really was with you from day one and stuck it through and went through the struggle and helped build the foundation, for these other people to come in and think that, hey, because they have a title, it could be another child, it could be a sister or a brother or a parent, cousin, aunt, uncles, whoever. They think that title means that this is who I am. So since that person died, whoever they are to me, I should be getting this. No, no, no. Okay, that's why you should have a will. When you have property, when you have land, when you have stock, when you have investments, when you have money in the bank, and you have valuable items, you always supposed to make sure that you have life insurance and that you have a will, because a will protect your family. And you should, if you don't have a separate trust, you should have a trust within the will. And the trust within that will is basically, it helps you not pay all the fees that you are supposed to pay to, like, I believe it's the lawyers and the whatever, when you have to go to court, because you ain't just getting that money just like that. You got to go through certain things in order for you to get it, okay? And there's fees and things like that you have to pay. So we're going to talk about grants. And I'm going to briefly breeze through this. Grants, there's a lot of grants out there for people. A lot of times people come to me and they're like, I want to own a home and I want to buy a house. And now, I did a video on credit already, okay? So you can check that video out. I'm not going to get too much into that. But I'm going to tell you this. If you're looking for a home and you have good credit and you have a good income, okay, then most likely you would be able to get a loan. So here's the thing that a lot of people don't know. Sometimes people think that it's going to take longer than expected because they have all this stuff to save up, money to save up. But there's so many grants out there. There's a lot of first-time home buyer programs that's out there that can give you money. $10,000, $25,000. Yes, you heard me correctly. $25,000 of free money when all you have to do is come there prepared with good credit, a great income, and take a class for maybe 3 days. They're not consecutive 3 days. And a lot of times that these first-time homebuyer programs, they work with banks, and the banks come in and they give you great deals. So listen, it's possible for anybody to be able to go out there and to get the things that they want and they need. And just know, I just wanted to point that out there, that there's grants out there. Look in your area, shop around, look online, and find out. Put first-time home buyer grants and put it, you know, for wherever you're trying to buy a home, and look and see what's out there so that you are able to maybe move even quicker. Because that's $10,000 or $25,000 that you didn't have to save up. Maybe you still should be saving that because you still should have money in the bank. Not going to get deeply into that, but I just want to make everyone aware that these things are out there. I know because I used it before, okay? And anytime I come across people who want to buy a home, I always tell them about the program, because you have a lot of people out here, and this is what's so sad. Like, I can't stand people like this. There's so many people out there that they know about this stuff and they don't even want to tell you, because they're afraid that you're going to get something that they can't get, or you're going to be better than them, or if they have it, they want to feel like they're above you, so they don't want you to get it, because they feel like now you're on the same level, and in their mind, their sick mind, they have to feel like they're better than you. That's a lot in the hood. There's a lot of hood rats like that, okay? But I ain't going into that. So yeah, I'm done with this video. It's probably going to be long, and I'm sorry for that, but you know, it's a lot of different information in here that may be helpful to some people. Some things I might have repeated from the old video, but anyway, that's pretty much it. So I hope you guys got something out of it, and I don't know when the next time I'm gonna do another one, because last time I made a promise that, oh, I'm gonna do another video. I never did it, and people were like, hey, did you do your video? And I was like, no. So yeah, I don't want to look like the person who starts things and never finish them. So I'll see y'all when I see you. Peace.